sometimes in Survivor, you just never know what to expect. And I mean that in the best possible way. What is going on, guys? Extinction-Episode from Stardust-oneworldreviews here, back in your weekly Survivor episode review. I'm giving you the 6th episode of the movie Survivor Season Edge Extinction, titled There's Always a Twist. And you know the drill, usually in season there's always spoilers. You've been warned. Let's talk about Edge Extinction, and there's some interesting things about this episode, and I mean that in a good way. Basically, the episode instantly starts without even not doing a previously on Survivor, and they normally do, which I'm not going on, but whatever. But the Extinction, I think, ends up getting revealed to everybody. We see Reem, Keith, Chris, Rick, Aubrey, and Wendy all finally turning in, are still fighting for a chance to return to the game. Which is why they're going out in the first place, is to have a chance to return to the game, and here they're finally having their chance. And the challenge down very tense, where a few close calls, like one thought was going to actually be Keith that's going to win, but he didn't, and that was going to be Chris, but he ended up losing last minute, that would be Wendy, but he ends up just from the ball last minute, or last second. But it actually ended up being Rick who returned to the game. Which, honestly, I was hoping it was going to be him or Aubrey, but honestly, I'm very happy that he returned. I really love the guy, so I'm very happy to see him back into the game. My game is back on the tribe. And you think that Reem, Keith, Chris, Aubrey, Wendy will all just be out of the game? Nope. As they all still have a chance to return to the game, and all of them agree, though, we're going to go back to Extinction Island. Keith and Wendy ended up leaving the game, leaving Reem, Chris, and Aubrey on the island. And then we see them, everyone emerge celebrating, of course, when everything has happened. And the merging, of course, and of course, then we see Kelly Lauren wanting to vote out Rick as an easy vote, and thinking it's best to get rid of him first. And Stu was like, really? And you see Kelly trying to get a job, because you know both of them were actually on the same season. And I was hoping I had a conversation because again, those two were on the same season. And we see a lot of talks about Rick and all that, and also a lot of talk. And then we see Rick getting one half of it in a Miyado, and he shares with David, well, if he's safe with this tribal council, he basically gives the other half to the tribal council, and that will form a hand in Miyado. And then we get a tough challenge where, for once, Joe doesn't win the first individual challenge. John does pretty much in the first two seasons that he played, where Joe ended up at least winning the first challenge. And he was actually close by the end, and Julie ended up winning Joe Council, which also probably thought was actually kind of be Lauren, but that's what I'm interested in Julie. Julie's definitely kind of one of my favorites lately. It's like just getting like more screen time, which is definitely pretty cool. And then we get some up and down debating, or I think where Lauren and Wardog ended up doing split the votes between Rick and David. And then we see Ron wanting to vote out Joe, and now it's contemplating whether it's going to be Wentworth or whether it's going to be Joe. So basically, you kind of don't know who's going to vote out, what hell's going to happen. And then we get a crazy and unpredictable top council where we get a lot of up and down things where I thought Kelly was going to play Idol, but he doesn't, and honestly, even though she received 2 votes, Joe ended up trying to get voted out. And Rick received 2 votes from Aurora and Joe. Wentworth received 2 votes from Rick and David. David actually received 3 votes from Wentworth, Lauren, and Wardog, which but honestly, but okay. And everybody else, Eric, Gavin, Julie, Julia, Ron, and Victoria, all love with Joe. And Joe's surprisingly happy, which honestly, like, it is kind of predictable. Probably thought it's kind of, you can be one boy or choosing play Adam might end up actually being Rick. Just how it happened, and how the both were playing kind of felt like it wasn't going to be Joe at all. But it ended up being Joe. Which was kind of interesting. And even the main station members were surprised, and but they're also not kind of being every time council now. That was interesting. Which I think is kind of interesting. And basically, in this episode, we see kind of up and down stuff, what's going on, and then just a chance it might get a medical evacuation. And those things are never fun. So that said, one of my thoughts on this episode. Honestly, this thing kind of continues to be improving, honestly. I do have a couple of nitpicky things again. It was kind of odd that they didn't do the previously on Survivor thing. Like, I get which one to go for it, honestly, but I'm so used to them saying it, honestly, and than the previously on Survivor. Like, Bruce already saying that, so it's kind of odd to actually not see them say it. That bothers me, though. And I still hope at some point we do see some more of Aurora, because I feel like she's kind of getting up her inside lately, since we haven't getting much of her, honestly. And we're surprised that they get anything on War Dog here, which I thought was kind of surprising, actually. I get what to do, but then I probably thought they were kind of focusing a bit too much on Rick. Like, I knew he was a turn and all, but I thought they focused a bit too much on him, just a tad bit. But overall, this was definitely a great episode. Like the Station Island is definitely like the Station Island is one of the things that's definitely starting to get better and better as the season goes on. Like going into the season, I really wasn't sure what to expect with Extinction Island. And it definitely had some interesting elements, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be executed or if it was going to take away from the unpredictability of Trump Council. But if the last couple episodes prove that it really doesn't, honestly. Like, it actually makes Trump Council even more interesting, actually. I mean, freaking Joe got evicted, and there's a chance that he could end up blowing everybody out of the water and turn to the game. I don't think if Joe also turned Islands, I wouldn't be surprised. If Joe also turned Islands, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But I think awesome seeing Rook return again. I was hoping either between him or Aubrey was going to return, honestly. And there were a couple of thoughts where it's going to be Key, like, that was going to be Key, then it's going to be Wendy, then maybe Chris. That's probably really roll them up with Chris, honestly, but we're getting them returning, and it's definitely interesting to see them, even though they lost, they still have a chance to return. That people that lost still have a chance to return, so that's really going to be interesting. And the best part about the first episode of the merge is definitely the shift in dynamics. Because they're about to kind of play for themselves, and you definitely want to win the game. So it's very up in the air what's going. So it could be very up in the air what could happen. And you see a lot of things just going everywhere, scrambling, trying to go on, trying who to buy first, what's going to happen next. Like that's interesting about the first merge episode, at least. You don't know what can happen. Like, you don't know what dynamics could actually be happening or what they could occur. So I thought that was interesting. The one else is definitely where they're telling one to vote a regular easy vote. I mean, get with mine, but really? I mean, they actually ended up running with David, though, but that was also weird. But again, that's more of a nitpicky thing, but and I also didn't think it seemed like kind of a new out thing, and the problem is it kind of be worried that they might have too much idols because they're going to get Kelly alone to have an idol now. They have an idol, so it's, I don't know, but yeah, on track. But and you also got a great Mew challenge. Well, probably what was kind of Joe wouldn't win, merely because, you know, he's a good challenge fan that was still making a threat or whatever. And it was kind of close, but he ended up dropping unexpectedly. Like, even I was kind of surprised. And you got Julie, who's actually kind of more of a presence this episode, and you can see a lot more of her this season. And her reaction after she won the challenge is actually very kind of emotional. And this episode definitely got kind of emotional, especially with the loss of Keith, Chris, Aubrey, and Wendy. And they were all them feeling sad about losing and they might be out of the game permanently, and their reaction went, and of course when there's another twist, I was like, oh my god, are you serious? And it was like, oh, are you serious? So they're on the indicated when they end up leaving, but, money, but, they play the best they could, honestly, and that's all the interesting about Extinction Island, it's a very tough thing, but something could end up being very rewarding. Like, I don't know if they might continue to Extinction down the road, but if they execute as well as they did the season so far, this could actually be an interesting element they could add on. They probably, like, I'm not going to check it permanent or whatever, but it's definitely something that could be interesting. Extinction and definitely a million times better Extinction Island, man. I mean, I do like Extinction Island as well as water, but in the first season series, yeah, it could have been more better. But then again, maybe more the cast, and the cast is still pretty interesting. I mean, there's still a few ones that I'm still see more of, but some of them are very interesting. I mean, Wentworth's still a great player. I still love her. Lauren is freaking beautiful, man. I don't know why I just love her, honestly. Julia's got more of a presence lately. I really like Victoria. I think she's a pretty strong player. Ron's coming pretty like more player, and although he may be into biting the button at some point. Julia's finally trying to show more, and we see a little more of her. I still like Rick and David. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my latest episode of Survivor. If you since episode, let me know comments down below. Let me know if you really like these episode reviews, you want me to continue down more. If there are any episodes that you do want me to talk about in our shows, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And we're having for Dragon Ball Concrete on very soon, and of course, this time it's long to see Walking Dead season my finale. When that's over, I will have a few of that for you guys. And I do plan on playing also Trial season very soon, so I will have my video very soon as well. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I honestly truly do appreciate. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all of my social media sites. All links are down below. I am Stardust-One-World from